What's going on, you guys? So we're in the basement right now, and as you can tell, we got the blower down here. Believe this front snout has dried up, meaning that the gasket maker that we applied has probably dried. So I think we're set to go and go ahead and fill it up with some supercharger fluid. So hopefully everything goes well. We don't have any leaks. If that's good, then we're gonna go ahead and put it, take it into the car, attach it, and slowly get everything together. So right now we're in the basement. We're gonna go ahead and fill it up with fluid and get straight to work. Alright, you guys, as you guys saw, we just ended up putting the synthetic supercharger fluid into the blower. It already came with everything you need in the kit, such as the bottle and the syringe. So it took basically the whole bottle, which is what it normally takes. Is usually a bottle. I've done this before, so it usually takes the whole bottle. So we just filled it up. I'm just going to lift the blower up and make sure we don't have any leaks. Hopefully the gasket maker that we applied that came in the kit did its job. So I'm just going to lift it up, make sure we don't have any leaks. And if that's all good, then we're going to get it ready to put it in the car, and hopefully we move forward with putting everything back together. What's going on, you guys? So yesterday you guys saw we ended up putting the supercharger inlet. I did have a little bit of a difficult time putting it in because I had to loosen the bracket for the supercharger inlet, and now that it was loosened, we were able to slide the bracket in. Today we're probably going to end up putting the supercharger hopefully in, plugging some stuff in. Front accessories should go on if we have everything plugged in and ready to go. So without further questions, let's get to work. Alright, you guys, so next day, so here's a overview of what happened yesterday night. So this supercharger inlet needed to be loosened by I don't know if you guys can see, by one of these two bolts over here on the side, and then on the other side as well, to let it slide in. So now that this is in, we just gotta plug in this. This will plug into the throttle body. We gotta plug in this heater core hose here, reroute the vacuum lines, and then just get ready to plug in the supercharger. So here's like an overview of what we did. So everything's plugged in. We just had to loosen the two bolts that hold the bracket to the bottom bracket, or the side bracket to the bottom piece, and it would allow this to slide in. So that's what we did. So here's an overview of what we are doing today.
Name me your future and you will get half of my heart. Half of my heart. Half of my heart is yours if you can make it that far. Are you gonna go deep? Half of my heart is yours if you can get me around. Are you gonna go deep? Half of my heart. Are you gonna go deep? Half of my heart.
Alright guys, so quick update. The bracket underneath the supercharger has been put first, then the supercharger has been laid on top. Now I did cut the back portion of the blower. I'm sorry guys, I didn't show you guys, but I cut it so I could slide it underneath the bolt. That's pretty much under here. So everything, let's see if I could get a good view of it. So the bolts here have been tightened down. We put in the gasket right in between, let's see if we could see, right in between here. I don't know if you can see that right here. So we tighten these down. Let's see if we could see it a little better. Right there, those two bolts right here. We plugged in this vacuum line here, which goes over here. You gotta remove this piece of paper and then pretty much plug everything in. I don't know if you can see. See if we could get the camera view. Alright you guys, hopefully you guys can see it, but right there I cut the back side of the blower so that that bolt can basically come loose. So if you ever need to pull the blower out, you can pull it out, or you can slide it right underneath the bolt, tighten it down, and you don't have to take basically this part out, which is the back portion of the supercharger. I believe it's called the supercharger inlet or whatever it's called. You guys get the point. But I cut the back side of the blower so that the bolt can actually come loose just a tad bit, and you can slide the blower out instead of having to remove everything and having to remove that bolt because it won't come out any other way. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys can see it right there. So just cut the back portion of the blower. I read on the forums that everybody does this so that the blower can come out easier next time if there's some sort of problem and you got to take the blower out. So you just basically loosen that screw just a tad bit. It's not a screw but the bolt, and then the blower can slide right underneath, and you tighten down that bolt and then it doesn't go anywhere. What's going on you guys? So real quick, I just want to jump in and explain a little bit about the top portion of the supercharger that you guys saw just now, the rotor coating especially. I spoke to a representative from one of the companies that I searched up on Google. I'm not going to name the names because I'm not sure if they feel comfortable with me saying their company name or whatnot, so I'm going to leave it out. But basically from what she told me, it was a lady, she told me that the rotor coating that's on the superchargers from the factory lasts anywhere between 75,000 miles and about 125-ish thousand miles, so 120 or 130 give or take. She did mention that the coating will last depending on how you drive the car, what's been done to the car, or what's been done to the supercharger. So if the supercharger has an upgraded supercharger pulley, that will play a role. If you beat on it, when I say beat on it, you're pretty heavy on the gas pedal, you like to floor it, that will also play a role. And then how well you take care of the car as well. So there's a lot of factors that goes into it. Normally, most of the times the coating will be okay. For example, my supercharger, its coating was fine, so it came off of a 75,000 mile car, and then the other supercharger came off of a 78 or 80,000 mile car. So the coating was still okay. We don't really drive our cars heavy and whatnot, so the coating was okay. And then I don't believe I cleaned the rotors on the inside because I was afraid that I was going to use maybe brake clean and then somehow remove the coating, so I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to cause any more damage. Normally when I see some dirt or you guys see dirt on anything that you're working on, you normally want to remove the dirt, clean it so it looks nice and neat and that it looks clean and that it works properly. So I did not remove any of that dirt. I left it there. Must have accumulated from the oil that may pass through the supercharger and whatnot. So I did not clean it because I was afraid I was going to remove the coating. So when she spoke to me over the phone, she told me that the coating can be removed using brake clean. So the right way to do it is to have a company like the lady who I spoke to. They're able to basically take the supercharger apart. They have a machine that applies a special thermal coating, and then that coating can help reduce temperatures. They can also port the inside of the blower. They're also able to redo the snout or the supercharger snout. They take everything apart, new bearings, you name it. So the whole 9 yards. They're also able to powder coat the blower for you. They basically do a whole ton of stuff. I basically had already done that. I had already sent it out. You guys will see that in later videos. So just wanted to bring to your attention the coating. So if your coating is actually going bad, you'll notice it when you remove the supercharger. If you're doing this, is a big job. So if you're moving it from the car, you'll notice it on the inside. If it's fine, it's fine. If you want to go ahead and do it, more than happy, you should do it. It will save you down the line, especially if you're going to keep the Jaguar. So that was my little run-in with the supercharger. So mine, I already redid the coating on the inside on both superchargers, and then we also did the superchargers now. I'm sure you guys saw it from the previous videos. So everything's been taken care of. And I do want to apologize for some of the videos. I've been coming out very late. I had to take care of something that was very important to me. So now that that is out of the way, we'll be able to bring in more videos and more content for you guys to see. So that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention that the coating itself, if you see it's flaking or it's missing, then it's time for you guys to go ahead and get that addressed. Do a simple Google search and you'll find companies that are able to do it. Pretty much if your car has over 130,000 miles, don't just say to yourself now, oh man, I have to go ahead and take the blower apart to do this. No, leave it. If the supercharger is not making any noise, if the supercharger is not making clunking noise, it's spinning properly, you can spin it by hand, there's no noise or anything like that, and it's making boost, leave it as is. Don't touch it. This is a big job, and then it will cost you quite a bit of money to get everything put together the way I did. I spent a good amount of money. I'm not going to put it all in this video as to how much I spent, but I don't want to get off topic as well, so that will be for a different video. But to do it right, when you're ready to do the supercharger, for whatever reason, maybe you have a leaking hose underneath and it needs to get addressed, then that's the time to go ahead and address the supercharger as well. Don't take the supercharger apart just because I said, oh, the car has if the coating only lasts between 75 and 120,000 miles. That's just a rough estimate, just a give or take, something to base your knowledge off. So don't rush. If the car runs fine, drive it, enjoy it. These cars are meant to be driven. Don't leave it in the garage and whatnot. So drive the car, enjoy it, and when the time comes for you to, address the supercharger, maybe there's that leak underneath, or you have something else that's going on, and you have now the time or the opportunity to take the supercharger out and do it, go ahead and do it. So, like I said, I already did everything to it. So, new rotors. Actually, one of them had to get new rotors, and then the other one, basically both got brand new rotor coating. So they're all okay. New superchargers now, new supercharger pulleys and all that good stuff. So just want to bring to your attention the rotor coating. The rotor coating is the most important thing because that's what keeps the temperatures down inside of the supercharger. So just make sure when you're taking yours apart that the coating is okay, and see if you can remove some of that dirt. If not, leave it, put it back together, and then just go from there. So I left it because I was scared. I didn't want to remove the dirt and then remove the coating as well. I wasn't sure exactly if this is normal or if not. I have never had seen the coatings be golden color or goldish in color, so I had to make sure. So I called the company up and they told me. So hopefully that cleared up some speculations as to the coating on the supercharger and what you should do, and then how long it lasts and whatnot. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna stop talking right now, and then you guys can continue watching.
Certified trunk beaters, charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas, do it for the soul, for the fam and the commas. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and be honest. Eating on papaya with my main thing. Baby getting bread, I'm on the same thing. No rocks in it, what a plain Jane. Put my on, they used to gangbang. They be tryna play me like a new guy, but I'm buzzing in the apple like a fruit fly. I'll be somewhere in Seattle getting neck bone. And I'm really not the one that you should rest on. Uber eat Jamaican to the B&B. All the moves we making, they ain't seeing me. Rooftop bar for the scenery. I give a fuck about a mug and what it mean to me. I'm that saucy little from the middle, man. Told that baby bounce it for me, she gon' dribble that. Got some in the paper, got it mummy wrap. Got no minutes for the funny act. Hey, and I put it on Caesars. All I got is certified trunk beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam and the comics. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and be honest. Monastery on the front of middle, man. What you know about it, baby, riddle that. Heard a lot of rapping, very little fact. You the type of that we giggle at. Gold all on my mouth look like a chandelier. I'm about to disappear and make 100 grand appear. I'm about that cash money stunting like my daddy. Out in public, let me poke it on the patio. Couple shots of Henny, baby, I'm with anything. And if that run up on me, let the sing. I'm playing 2K with that Duce in my double phone. This for my clients, baby, hit me on my other phone. Pinstripe magic jersey like I'm Hardaway. I used to sweat for my money, found a smarter way. I hop out fresher than I'm like, what's happening? No, you can't hold me, I'm busting out the packaging. Hey, and I put it on Caesars. All I got is certified trunk beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam and the comics. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and be honest.
Alright guys, so quick note, the orientation of this has to be where it's where the bracket on the backside says S1, and then this side of the bracket will say NCC. So that's the orientation. Just take pictures when you're removing this stuff so you have an idea of how it goes back on, because I had to take a picture of this in order to figure out which way this actually went so it goes on correctly. So you'll see that the fatter where the bolt screws in or goes in has a fat lip on the end on this side, a fat lip on this side, and then the skinny flat surface goes on this side. So when you slide it in, it's supposed to sit like this. So hopefully you guys see. So S1 on this side. This is how it looks on the back side. So S1 here, NCC here, and that's pretty much how it goes. So just take pictures so you guys have an idea of how it goes in, and it just slides right in like this. What's going on, you guys? As you guys can tell, we ended up putting the blower, put the top portion of the blower on, we put the seals, we tightened everything down, we made sure everything was connected before going ahead with anything. All the vacuum lines are connected. I am going to connect the rear hoses. I left them last because I didn't want to, have to remove anything again or touch it by accident and something breaks. So I left it as is. So pretty much the whole blower is in. So the next thing we have to do tomorrow, once we wake up early in the morning, is put in this throttle body, the water pump outlet in the front with the thermostat, attach the hoses, probably put in a new intercooler, maybe put the lower crank pulley, not sure yet, but we have a whole lot of work to do tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we can fire it up for the first time, so we're pretty much going to call it a wrap because it is getting late. And with that being said, guys, you know the vibes, I'm out.